The push-up, dip, pull-up, and bodyweight row are great exercises. One could even say that they are the only exercises you ever need for your upper body. You could simply do these 4 exercises and forget, and still see results if you consistently challenge yourself with high reps. And when you combine all the possible grip variations, it becomes even better. However, in my experience, if you only do these 4 exercises, there are going to be a few movement patterns that you're never going to do, even with all the possible variations of dips, pull-ups, push-ups, and bodyweight rows. The movement patterns in question are shoulder extension at a very shoulder extended range of motion, and shoulder flexion at a very shoulder flex range of motion, and a full range of motion shoulder extension. The next exercises, in my opinion, should become as popular or even staples of calisthenics that can be treated and spammed, like the dip and pull-up. Most people know the pull-up and the dip, but not the following. And one of the reasons for that is a higher requirement of relative strength. As you know, a dip is intrinsically heavier than a push-up, because in the push-up we have support from our legs. Some exercises don't use all of our body weight, such as the push-up and the bodyweight row, where we have support. Some exercises use all of our body weight, such as the dip and pull-up, where we don't have support. And some exercises use all of our body weight, but not only that. They put us in disadvantageous positions, such as any front lever exercise. This makes a few calisthenics exercises vary in difficulty, and such variation of difficulty makes some people straight out just eliminate the possibility of doing these higher difficulty exercises altogether, even despite the fact that they could do them in the future. All the exercises mentioned will be able to be done without an extensive strength training period. Just getting stronger at pure body weight, push-ups, dips, pull-ups, and bodyweight rows will be enough to be able to do these exercises eventually. The first movement pattern will be the shoulder flexion at a shoulder flex range of motion. With this, I basically mean any sort of bodyweight overhead press. When you do push-ups, your arms are horizontally aiming towards your chest. In the dip, the arms are vertically aiming towards your feet. If you were to only do these 2 exercises, you are going to miss the direction of the overhead press, which will be the arms up aiming towards your head. You can do either pike push-ups or handstand push-ups against the wall, or free handstand push-ups. All of these exercises will work on that specific movement pattern that dips and push-ups don't. Your front and even side deltoid would hugely benefit from simply adding a pike push-up or a handstand push-up. And if you do free handstand push-ups, you will even use your posterior deltoids. Your upper traps will also be hit, which is great because I find that many calisthenic exercises don't hit the upper traps enough. Also, your upper chest will also be hit. The pike push-up can be discarded if you are great at handstand push-ups against the wall, although high rep pike push-ups are probably good too, which can be done anywhere. Like the conventional push-up and dip, there are different grip variations that also can be done with the pike push-up or the handstand push-up. You could unlock your first few handstand push-ups against the wall just spamming push-ups and dips. I find that many calisthenic beginners that are not specifically looking for skill training learn the push-up and then the dip, and then they don't learn anything else for a really long time. I remember when I first tried the pike push-up, it was way more challenging than it looked like. I could do like 15 dips, but the pike push-up felt heavy in a way I wouldn't expect. And of course, back then my shoulders were lagging. I will say that a pike push-up is either as difficult or maybe a bit more difficult than the dip, which can be also a reason why it is not as known as the dip. And I would have loved to have done pike push-ups as soon as I learned the dip. Adding only one bodyweight overhead press movement, such as either the pike push-up or handstand push-up, to your training can be a great complement to your dips and push-ups. And if you're looking for skill training in the future, the shoulder conditioning will definitely help. The second movement pattern is the shoulder extension at a very shoulder extended range of motion. When you do bodyweight rows, your arms are aiming towards your chest or stomach. When you do pull-ups, your arms are aiming towards your head. If you only do bodyweight rows and pull-ups, you're missing the typical movement pattern of a dumbbell row or the ending position of a deadlift, where your arms are facing down towards your feet. That position is key to feel the upper traps and the real delts and generally develop the upper back. In this case, the exercise that could specifically work on that will be a front level press. Because it is a lever exercise, it is intrinsically more difficult than a pull-up. However, if you are already good at pull-ups, it is very likely that you won't need to specifically have a strength period to be able to do the tuck front level press. Like any lever exercise, the closer your body is fully horizontal and the lengthier your body is, the greater the disadvantage will be. By simply tucking your legs, the difficulty of the exercise is decreased by a lot. Since it is a lever exercise, the tension is felt the most in the front lever position, or when your body reaches a horizontal position. But the range of motion of a front level is already hit with bodyweight rows or pull-ups. The range of motion that we want to reach is that movement pattern when the arms are facing towards your legs. If you notice, when you reach the end position of a front level press, your arms are facing towards your legs, and your body doesn't need to be completely vertical because you are going to lose all tension. It is that part where the upper traps and the posterior deltoids are felt. Since the initial position is that of a front level, and that is the hardest part of the movement, by simply reducing the amount of time of the actual front level position, you can stay more on that range of motion where your arms are facing towards your legs, which can allow you to do more reps. In other words, try to not stay so much in the hardest part of the exercise if you want to do more reps. You could argue it is kinda similar to being at the end of a deadlift position. Even if you don't want to someday do a full front level, the front level press is a great exercise to develop the upper back and the real delts, and it is a great complement to pull-ups and bodyweight rows. Like any lever exercise, the progressive overload possibilities are plenty or borderline infinite for a lot of people. As you get better, you can simply release your legs slowly, which will basically be progressive overload. The front lever press will hit mostly your lats and real delts when you're holding the front lever position. But as you press, the load will be felt on the real deltoid and the upper back. I will say that the front lever press will definitely grow your real delts in a way pull-ups and rows won't. The faster you start integrating the tuck front lever press, the better. I think all the possible angles that you can hit your back are already covered when you combine pull-up and bodyweight rows variations along with the front lever press. Your arms are facing up towards your head on the pull-up. Your arms are facing forwards towards your chest on the bodyweight row, and your arms are facing towards your legs on the front level press. It is simply a full shoulder extension. Even if all the angles are covered after adding a front level press to your pull-ups and bodyweight rows, when you unite them all in a single exercise through a front level raise, the feeling is unique. Like the front level press, it is very likely that by simply having a good amount of pull-ups, you're going to be able to do your first tuck front level raise. If I had to do a single back exercise for the rest of my life, it will definitely be the front level raise. Since you are in a constant movement in the front level raise, it is actually easier than holding a front level, which means that it is not as difficult as many people might believe. Still, if you do it full legs, it will always be difficult. It hits the lats at the beginning, and once you are past the front lever position, you get to feel more the traps and real delts all in one movement. If you are very busy and could only do one back exercise, you might as well just do front level raises and call it a day. Like the front level press, the longevity of the front level raise is really high, meaning that no matter what, it will be challenging, and hitting high reps front level raises probably means that not only you are really strong, but your back is also huge. Even if holding a front level is not a goal, doing front level exercises will definitely improve your back. All these exercises have something in common, and it is that they work either the delts and the traps and the upper back, which might be a weak point if you only do push-up, dips, bodyweight rows, and pull-ups. Because of their innate difficulty, they can be used as heavy exercises that must be done in the beginning of the workout. Otherwise, if you fatigue yourself, your performance will decrease a lot, which means that you might not do them at all. The weaker you are or the heavier you are, the most likely this will be the case. Adding and filling the gaps with a bodyweight overhead press through a pike push-up or handstand push-up, and a front level press and a front level raise as soon as possible, as complements of basics like push-ups, dips, pull-ups, and bodyweight rows, will definitely make your training better.